The New York Jets win, but this might honestly be the ugliest game I have ever seen in my entire life. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and the New York Jets win 13-10 in overtime over the New York Giants away at home at MetLife. And we have no business being happy about this win. The only thing that we should be happy about is that it's a W on the schedule. This team is above 500, and you know what? All of that is really, really good. That's it. That's really, really good. 4-3, we control our own destiny, but a lot of things need to get fixed because if you're going to continue playing football the way that the New York Jets just played football against the New York Giants, we're not going to win a single game for the rest of the season if we're lucky. And that's just a reality of it. Nothing on offense was working. Nothing on offense worked. We couldn't get the ball completed in the air, and a lot of that was because the offensive line got absolutely battered with injuries, a unit that we could not afford to get more injuries on. MetLife, fix the freaking grass. Just get this turf out of here and fix the grass. We played with 3 different centers today because Connor McGovern goes down, like 6 plays later, Wes Schweitzer goes down, and a guy who was working at UPS 6 days ago has to come in and play center, and Billy Turner, who hasn't played guard since 2019, is now playing right guard for the New York Jets. Joe Tippmann cannot get here fast enough, and I hope to God that Connor McGovern and Wes Schweitzer aren't totally done, because where are we going to go find an interior offensive lineman this late? You're talking about having to trade for guys, and we'll get into that. But that's besides the point. We were devastated with injuries, and we are on track, just like last year, to have, 11, 12 different people start for this offensive line, and that's just not okay. We need to figure out a way to keep this offensive line healthy and to keep Zach Wilson upright and protected. We've known that Zach Wilson struggles under pressure, and today was a perfect example of that. He took 4 sacks, and 3 of those are probably his fault, and I get that, but also he completed 17 of 36 passes for 240 yards. Yay, he got a touchdown pass that I'm not going to give him credit for because that's more on Breece Hall than it is on Zach. But that's a 47% completion percentage. That's just not good enough. And it didn't help the rushing game either. Breece Hall had 12 carries for 17 yards. That's 1.4 yards per carry. His longest rush was for 5 yards. It's just not good enough. In a game where we knew we were going to have to run the ball in that kind of torrential downpour where, ugly rushing football is going to dominate, we had 58 total yards of rushing. It's just not good enough. Compare that to the New York Giants, who had 8 passing yards. If you count negative yardage, they had -9 passing yards all game. Still had 203 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley had 36 carries for 128 yards. While not super efficient, 3.6 yards per carry, still, they had 203 rushing yards as a team. And then we got to talk about the freaking penalties, killing drives. The New York Giants only got a touchdown in this game because the New York Jets gifted the Giants 3 or 4 first downs back to back to back to back to back. It's insane, the discipline issues that we're running into with this team, and it's week 8. How are we still having these discipline issues this late into the season? Coach Saleh, Nathaniel Hackett, Jeff Ulbrich have to fix this issue. That dumb penalty by Michael Clemens, just situational awareness, dude. You don't have to block the punt. Just don't let them get upfield. We have to be coached better. This is another scary sign of the New York Jets coming to a game after the bye week flat-footed. And I'm not going to say that about the defense as a whole, because this defense absolutely dominated when we needed to. It's 10 points. They got 10 points. But these penalties, these mistakes, these problems tackling and not wrapping up, they continue to persist. How are we going to go and win games against Miami with tackling issues? It's not going to happen. Let alone forget about the offense scoring touchdowns. How are you going to contain that type of offense as a defense if you can't tackle? Fix your mistakes. Now let's talk about special teams, because special teams is the only thing that we can look at about today's game through a positive light. Thomas Morstead easily might be the best player on the New York Jets on the field today, hands down. Hands down. 11 punts, 529 punting yards, 4 punts inside of the 20, and 3 of them inside of the 5. The fact that we did not get a safety this game was, one, because they were just running it up the middle. They were never going to ask Tommy DeVito to throw the ball, but is insane. That is all pro numbers from Thomas Morstead. And then Greg, 3 kicks, 3 completions, and that's exactly what we needed him to do. He scored a majority of our points today, and that's it. We won this game because of Greg. We were in this game because of Greg, and that is phenomenal. Let's go over some stats, and we'll talk about all that. Zach Wilson, 4 for 25 in rushing today. Zach needs to be able to use his legs more. Nathaniel Hackett needs to be more willing to rush and have quarterback designed runs for Zach Wilson. And then obviously Zach needs to make sure that he's not taking the contact. I like that contact that he took on that one run that he did. That's just going and being out there, that he's fighting for his boys. He's trying to get the first down. He's trying to do something. And that's a good message to send to the rest of the team. But Zach is athletic. We know that. 6.3 yards average on his 4 carries. Got to get him the ball in the running game more often. It creates such a threat. We saw that, and we see that in other offenses around the NFL when they use their quarterback as a weapon with his legs. Zach can do that. Garrett Wilson, 7 of 13 for 100 yards. Again, there's a lot of situations where Garrett dropped the ball or Zach missed Garrett. This connection needs to be better, and I just got news that Al Woods is done for the season. He tore his Achilles. Another Achilles injury for the New... That's insane. Breece Hall was a really, really good addition in the in the passing game. A lot of that is helped by his 50-yard receiving that he did. Obviously, he went 6 for 76, 50 yards with a touchdown. Alan Lazard with a couple of really bad drops, but also came in clutch when he needed to. 3 of 6 for 45. CJ Uzama with a great 19-yard reception, only targeted once. But again, overall, just not good enough from the New York Jets as a whole. Quincy Williams and CJ Mosley continue their all-pro form. 12 tackles for CJ Mosley, 7 of them being solo, and a half sack being given to CJ Mosley. Quincy, 11 total tackles, 8 of them being solo, 2 tackles for a loss. Both of them with a pass deflected, and that's great to see from your guys. Tony Adams was everywhere, but he did also struggle with some tackling. He could have led this team with tackling if he wrapped up a little bit better. He had 10 total tackles, 7 of them solo, and 1 tackle for a loss. CJ Mosley shared that half sack, I believe, with Quentin Jefferson, and Jermaine Johnson credited with 2 sacks, and Bryce Huff with a sack. This defense continues to win and dominate at the offensive line, like in the trenches, and that's what we're going to see from this defense, and that's great. And then the New York Jets receiving core, again, being so scary that they threw the ball 7 times, I believe. 6 times is how many times they completed it. They threw it 14 times all game. What are you going to say? That's that. That's the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this game. Another devastating game, a day when it comes to injuries. Another really, really poor showing from this offense. Can we turn it around? I really, really hope so. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And at least the Jets got a win. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button over here. And if you want more Talking Jets with Tigo content, click on this video. And last but not least, go Jets.